Now, I don't think anyone is ever going to label me as a minimalist packer. I'm just not that girl. I am not that person who can go on a month-long trip with just a carry-on. It's just never gonna be me. So if that's what you're here for, this is gonna be a severe disappointment. But if you were here to see the things that I decided to take on our 13-day trip this year, then I am excited to share with you. Those of you who know that I already filmed this without sound. And I put a poll both here on YouTube and on Instagram if you guys wanted me to redo it or if you just wanted me to do some highlights and my favorites. And I was surprised how many of you wanted to see what I took on vacation. So that's what we're gonna do today. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, I know last time this ended up being a very lengthy video. I will have timestamps down below for kind of like categories, if you will. But I do think that this time I'm really going to do more of like a 75%, the best of what I took, and you know, maybe a couple things that I took that I really just didn't use and wish that I hadn't bothered packing. I am mostly gonna be focusing on, you know, all the beauty stuff. I've got some hair care, some skincare, some makeup, of course. And then if I have time, I will do a couple of the things that I absolutely felt were just really came in clutch on the vacation that maybe aren't necessarily part of that. Maybe they're, you know, just really good travel things. We'll have to see how long this video is. But again, timestamps down below, I promise. All right, that being said, let's keep the intro short and let's get into what I took. So where should we start here? Let's start with this bag. So I shared this bag last year. I bought this for our trip last year. I'm pretty sure when I bought this. This is one of the Bag Smart bags. I got this on Amazon. Any of these little like travel goodies, by the way, I will have them linked down below. I love this bag. It goes everywhere with me. Let's see, since our trip, I did a dashing trip to Chicago to see my friends Steven and Natalia, and I also just went to Louisiana to teach some classes. This came with me everywhere. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you just how much you can get into this bag. It's kind of crazy. So lots of compartments here. So you have in this front, you have an area where you could put a few makeup brushes if you wanted. They've got these horizontal slots and then a nice enclosed plastic lined pouch. What do I have in here right now? Some random things, some random scent samples, some body wipes, a scrunchie. This tends to be the, oh crap, I don't want to forget this, let me just shove it in this bag quick drawer. You know, it's kind of the junk drawer of this bag for me, but it is nice when I'm just like, oh, I forgot to stick that in there. I can just really quickly do that. So now in here, this is what is just so nice. So this is one of those hanging bags. Let's turn it the right way, Kelly. So it has a hanger here, so you can hang it on the back of a door, in the closet if you wanted, and look at all the stuff that I can fit in here. It's amazing. So up through the top here, I do have 2 of the Kristen S French pins. Now, I took all 3 sets of my French pins. I took the black ones and the rose gold ones, which I have in the big size, and I took my mini golds. They were in my favorites, I think, last month, and I mentioned that maybe I would do like a quick little tutorial video showing you how to use French pins if you aren't familiar, and I will try to get that done sometime in this next month. I use them so much on this trip. I do also have another scrunchie in here. So this is a little kit that I fill with bobby pins, with hair ties, with all of that stuff just to kind of keep organized. I usually, you know, travel with this when I'm doing on location hair as well. So you can see I've got some different hair goodies in there. I also always bring Q-tips and flossers. Absolutely crucial. I've also got some pain reliever in here, you know, the things that we absolutely have to take. So just some of the like odds and ends. Now I do have some of my hair care things in here, but I also have some in a bag, in a separate bag. So I'm just gonna wait to do all the hair care until that portion. But I thought really quick, I would just go into skincare first. So let's go ahead and go down now. This is the time when I rejoice and pull out all of my samples, all of the little things that I've gotten as gifts with purchase. So let me start off by saying that this year I was really wanting to make sure that I had enough skincare and a variety of things, because I sort of felt like Last year, I was missing a little bit. You know, I want to be minimalist in my skincare. I know I'm not going to do like a huge routine. I don't really have a huge routine anyway, but I wanted to keep it pretty simple. But I also wasn't quite sure what the climate was going to be like. Usually we travel in January, February, and this year we went, you know, in early April. So I was like, is it going to be super steamy, hot? Like, what am I going to need here? Not a lot of moisture, a lot of moisture? I'm not sure. So I wanted to bring a variety of things, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. So for cleansers, I threw in this Korres foaming cleanser. This is the Greek yogurt cleanser. Now, I actually really liked this cleanser. Would I consider buying it? Undecided. But I did really enjoy this one because it was a creamy, very light foaming cleanser. It isn't like harsh stripping at all. Especially in the morning, you know, when I just wanted to like lightly cleanse my skin, or at night, as long as I used a cleansing balm, I felt like this did the job. And because I wasn't wearing a ton of makeup, this was definitely enough for me. I found it to be really nice, just left my skin feeling clean but not stripped at all. So I did really like this one. I haven't used a lot of the Korres skincare, a few things here and there, but that was the first time. I know that that has like a cult following. It was big for a while, but I'd never tried it. I also had samples of the Tatcha rice cleanser and the Youth to the People superfoods cleanser because I just wasn't sure how much I was gonna need, how much I went through, but this actually got me through pretty much most of the trip. I also brought my little baby Pharmacy Green Clean. I cannot be without this. I love this cleansing balm. And so to pull out one of these little guys, again, I think I got this as like a gift with purchase, you know, from pharmacy during Black Friday, most likely. I have to say, I just love pharmacy skincare. So I love getting their little like sample sets because I know that I can take those on the road and be super happy with them. So for actives, again, I knew I wasn't gonna go crazy with anything. I didn't bring my retinol. I was like, you're gonna be in the sun. You probably, you don't need to be using a lot of things that are gonna make you photosensitive. So I did a couple times use this little sample of Good Genes. This is something that I just had in this bag. I have a few things that are in there that I just keep in all the time. Do any of you do that? Like, do you just keep a travel bag of things, or do you constantly pack one every time you go somewhere? I can't do that. It would, in fact, just the other day when I was getting ready to go to Louisiana, Jeremy's like, you're a slow packer. I'm like, these are hard decisions. So usually I just try to like take some of the decisions out of the mix and have a few standby things that I know that I really enjoy, and I just keep in my travel bag at all times. So I always have an AHA, BHA exfoliant in there, and the Good Genes is one that I had in right now. Vitamin C, this is another crucial step in my skincare, one that I wasn't gonna miss, especially because I knew I was getting a ton of sun exposure, even though I wore SPF all the time. But I decided to bring this little Algenist Blue Algae Vitamin C with me. I picked this one up when I decided to snag the vitamin C mask that they had on like super sale. It was one of those things that it was like, oh, if I buy this, I'll get free shipping. But I don't have any little travel size vitamin C, so I was really excited to try this one. Did it do the job? Yes, I think so. It smells bad though, y'all. It smells bad. And most vitamin C's don't smell great, but this one really, I don't think I would buy this one because I can't get down with the smell of it. Did the job. I really was very excited for the point in which I could put on my moisturizer and kind of like get rid of that smell. It didn't linger, but it wasn't great. So the two moisturizers that I ended up using were the Honey Halo from Pharmacy. Again, I got this in a little set. I used this most of the time, but I did also have the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This one I used a couple nights more as like, you know, a heavier nighttime moisturizer. So I was really surprised on the trip this year that while it was definitely hotter than usual, it wasn't much more humid because of the area that we were going to. Some of the islands were more arid. So on those days, I found that at night I wanted to, you know, get a little extra dose, but the Honey Halo is what I used most days and nights. In case I decided to have a little mask moment, I did bring one of the Dewy Skin masks. I really like this mask. I didn't end up using it though. So it was just like there in case I was like, you know what, maybe one night Jeremy and I just want to like sit on the balcony, have a pampering time. And I was like, I just never bothered. So I will stick it back in my bag for a time where I'm on the road and maybe I do want to do that. So that was pretty much it for skincare that I used. I had some other little samples and things in my bag, but I didn't really bother. And if I did, it wasn't anything overly memorable. So I'm not going to share that with you. So what I do want to share with you is the facial sunscreens that I took, because I took a variety. And I forgot one very crucial thing. Again, like I said, I am never going to be accused of being a minimalist packer. Most people, I think, would just bring one facial sunscreen, right? I think most people. That's not me. I took 3. Technically, I took 4. I took 3 and a sample. Okay, so for different reasons, y'all. So this sunscreen right here is still probably my favorite. It is also getting close to being empty, and that's why I was like, all right, we should probably use this up. I have a lot of sunscreen. I'm also the person that just bought that sun care kit from Sephora right before the Sephora sale. And I was like, all right, we really need to start getting through these. They do expire. And you know, there's no point in putting SPF on that isn't actually gonna be functional anymore. So the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel is still my favorite. The nice thing about this is that it's hydrating enough that in the spring and summer, this can absolutely be a one and done moisturizer for me in the morning. I really like it. It has a nice soft feel on the skin, but it's not greasy. So this is really great for me. In the spring and summer, I do consider myself more of like a normal skin type, maybe even, you know, in like August when it gets a little bit more humid, almost even combo, like right down my T-zone area. Love this. I will always have one of these on hand. Another one that I took that I know that I absolutely love is the Thank You Farmer Sun Project Shimmer Sun Essence. So this really has a beautiful luminous look to it. The next one I'm going to show you does as well, but they're a little bit different. So this one has more of like a pearlescence to it, and I find that, I don't know, there's just something to this that looks, again, it's luminous, but it's not, I mean, you can see that there, obviously it's going to be more hydrated, but it just has that beautiful, again, I'm going to say luminosity to it. So there's no sparkle. It's just a beautiful sheen on the skin. So this I tended to use at the beginning of our trip. I will say, so at this point, I've lost like most of my tan, probably 3/4 of it. I got very, very dark. This probably would maybe give a little bit too cool toned, pearly of a finish on someone with medium to deep skin, or if you have a very golden skin type. I do feel like it's a little bit on the, you know, pearlescent side. It does have a bit of fragrance. I like it. It smells nice to me, but if you're like fragrance free, you might not like this one. So the other one that I took is the RMS Supernatural Radiant Serum. So RMS did send this to me. I love this. I actually have it in 2 shades. And this is beautiful. I have the medium aura shade. So the other one I have is the light one, light aura. So I'm going to show you the difference between the 2 of these. Now this I would say is a bit thicker, and it does have a bit more pigment to it. So I'm just going to run it down the middle of my hand just so you can kind of see, because you'll probably be able to see, yeah, can you see how that's just a little bit darker than what my hand is here? But it has that beautiful glow. I don't even want to call it quite bronzy, but it does give a little bit of that. Now, oftentimes on my like days where I really just didn't do much of anything, I was just wearing this as like my skin. Like, this was a really nice one to have on because I did feel like it almost matched my skin when I got darker, or honestly, almost it was like a shade lighter. So sometimes I would like mix this with another product that I'll show you for just like, hey, glowy beach babe vibe. So loved this one. This RMS I don't think puts fragrance in. It does have a fragrance, but I believe it's fragrance free. It just has that actives smell. Does that make sense? Like, it almost smells a little bit minerally, but I'm pretty sure it's fragrance free. I'll double check. If it's not, I'll make a note, but I'm pretty sure that RMS is fragrance free. So those are the 3 that I took. The other thing that I took is I pulled out this Water Drench Broad Spectrum SPF 45 Hyaluronic Cloud Moisturizer from Peter Thomas Roth. That's a long name. Holy smokes. So it just sounded interesting. I thought like, oh, Hyaluronic Cloud Moisturizer. Okay, well, this will be a good daytime moisturizer if I got close to like running out of this, and I thought it would just be good to try. I liked it. It was nice. It's very, very lightweight. So this was a fun one to have. Now, the thing that I forgot. SPF for the lips, y'all. I have some SPF lip balms that I was like, I bought these last year at the end of kayaking season thinking, yeah, we really need to do that more. Did I remember those? No. One of the reasons why I bought that dang Sephora sun care set was for this K-Skin Isle Lip Balm SPF. Forgot it. Set it out, forgot it. So that sucked, and definitely felt like I needed some SPF on this trip. I don't know what happened, but in Aruba, so that was not, it was like a little ways through our trip. The day that we went UTVing, the day that we rode on a UTV, you know, it's dusty, it's like dirty, whatever. It was super, super sunny. We had all of the sun protection on. We did have like the roof of the vehicle, you know, so I wasn't getting incredibly exposed. But I remember at one point being like, wow, I feel like my lips are getting super dry. They're probably getting some sun exposure. I was going to at least put like a little like balm, gloss, something on. And at one point, I don't know, in talking, I must have like licked my lips and it was like grit city from all the dirt, probably like the sea salt and everything. I was like, oh my God, I can't put something on my lips right now that has like a balm feel. And all I had were a couple of the more like, I will get into it when I get into the lip products that I took, but I was like, there's no way I'm gonna have all of this dirt like stuck to my lips if I put this on. So I didn't, right? So the next day I wake up and my bottom lip, just my bottom lip, not my top lip, was twice the size that it is right now. I don't know if it was sunburn. I don't know if it was wind burn, perhaps. I don't know if it was like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a reaction. Somebody told me, not that we were like outside drinking margaritas because we weren't, but somebody said that you can have a chemical reaction when you have like the sun and the salt and like the lime in a margarita. So if people are like outside in the sun all day drinking margs, they can have some bad problems, but that wasn't the case here. So I don't know what it was, but for the next 2 days, my lip was pretty swollen and it was just balms. It was balms. It was balms. So I was like, whatever this was, whether it was like windburn or sunburn, that was a fail. It was an absolute fail. So regrets there. Oh, really quickly before we move on, let's talk about body sunscreens. I took 2. Our mainstay for this trip was the Hawaiian Tropic Everyday Active. Oh, I took 3. I'll talk about the other one. I already put it away, but I really like, I cannot remember what it's called now. Smooth something. It's in like a pinky beige bottle. I'll put it here, but I really like that one. But when I was reading, I was like, oh, okay, this one is sweat and water resistant for up to 80 minutes. So I thought it says it's like a sports sunscreen. So I was like, this might be better to take on vacation. Maybe it'll have more longevity. It is oxybenzone and octinoxate free, which are the chemicals that Hawaii has banned because they're finding them to be not great for reefs. You know, Jeremy and I are huge snorkeling fans. He, from having his saltwater aquariums, is a huge fan of coral, and so we try to do what we can to protect the coral. So usually when we are going snorkeling, we are either going sunscreen free for the time of snorkeling, or we are trying to make sure that we are using something that is considered reef safe. And just so that you know, some brands choose to not label it as reef safe. And there are other people who say mineral only is the only thing that's reef safe. So do your research, do what feels comfortable to you. But I really did like this sunscreen. I found it to absorb really well into the skin. It has a nice scent to it, but it's not like overpowering, and it wasn't greasy. You know, some of those sports sunscreens, they tend to just like have like a more oily consistency, and this one didn't at all. Really love that. The other one that I took was the sunscreen from Vacation. I put it back up there. I just didn't open it up. I just wasn't sure how much sunscreen we were gonna need because I knew we were gonna be out a lot, but this guy lasted us the whole time, so it was really great. This product, I am still on the fence about this. I don't know what I was thinking it was gonna be, but it wasn't that. Is it bad? No. Is it what I was thinking? No. So this is the Kopari Rose Gold Sun Shield. So this is a body glow and it has an SPF of 45. So I was like, this will probably be really nice to use like when we are, you know, just gonna be like, not that we're like lounge by the pool kind of people or really lounge on the beach, but if we're just gonna be out and about, I'm gonna be getting some sun exposure and I just wanna have like a nice glow, right? I don't want sparkle. I don't want a lot of shimmer or things like that, but I thought it would have like a little sheen to it. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find a spot. So obviously I do have some of that Hello Farmer, but like this, first of all, it's like a gel consistency, like a gel oil. It does smell very vacation-y, I will say that, but it has glow because it's an oily product, but there really isn't. I thought I would get a little rose goldness, you know, like, I don't know. The other thing about this, and for some reason, this seems less thick than it did on the trip, but you need a lot. You need a lot of this to put over your whole body. So I have a feeling, I mean, honestly, I only used this a couple times and I can already tell like how far up the packaging has gone. And I'm like, This is probably not gonna last that long. So I'm glad that I got it on sale because I think at full price, like it probably would not be worth it for me. I don't think I would buy it again. I don't think I would buy it again. Like, I'm not a person who's like running around in like shorts a lot and wants like glowy legs. Like, vacation is really the only time that I'm probably going to be like showing that much skin. Might I decide to use it this summer to like have a little glow? I don't know, maybe. But I was like, I don't know. It's kind of a regret purchase. It's like, meh, okay. Smells good though, smells good, but it definitely smells vacation-y. And the only time I really want to smell like that is on a vacation, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, let me know if you've tried this one. We just talked about things that I forgot. Let's go into the other thing that I forgot. I realized when we got to Galveston, when I went to jump in the shower, I was like, I forgot my curling iron. Not that on a trip like this, I am going to be curling my hair all the time, because we had many days that we knew we were going to be getting in the water, you know, snorkeling, doing those things. So for that, I was like, nah, I don't need that. I'm just going to end up with like my beachy natural waves, right? But a couple days of the trip when I knew we were going to be at sea, I probably wasn't going to be like getting super wet. I wanted to have my regular kind of Kelly curls, right? Also, right before we went on the trip, I snagged this super duper sale and I got this beautiful cocktail dress for 25 bucks. And I was like, okay, I want to have a dress up night. And I didn't want, the vibe was just not going to be the same if it was like Malibu beach Barbie waves, you know? Like, I just wanted like something a little bit more sophisticated. And I was like, I just really want a curling iron. Now, I am a professional hairdresser. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've accumulated some really great hair tools. You know, with working for Paul Mitchell, I have many iterations over the years of our professional tools. I have a lot, but I forgot. So I decided to just risk it. And Jeremy was taking a little nap in the hotel in Galveston. And so I'm on the Uber app seeing where I can like have things delivered from. I saw that there must have been like a little like mini Target that I could have things ordered from, and I picked up a Hot Tools curling iron. So when I started doing hair, I used Hot Tools behind the chair. They were decent. They were decent. Just like everything else, technology has come a very long way, and sometimes you get what you pay for, right? This doesn't have a lot of technology to it. They never really did. It's basically a curling iron. It gets hot, it curls your hair, whatever. Well, you'd think it gets hot. That's coming. But I didn't really want to invest a lot in a tool, so I was like, I'm just gonna get something and then I'll end up giving it to my nieces, right? So I ordered a couple things from Uber, had it delivered, and the next morning when I tried to curl my hair, there were lots of swear words coming from the bathroom. Let me tell you. Okay, I always tell my clients, there is a difference. There is a difference in high quality tools. Is there going to be that much of a difference between like those crazy ridiculous like $400 tools and a $150 tool? I don't know, but there absolutely is a difference between the $25 tool and the $150 tool, or even a $100 tool. Like, y'all, this thing sucks. I'm not even giving this to my nieces. There's no way. It does not get very hot, which is important for my coarse hair. It does not stay very hot. I mean, it doesn't make hair smooth and polished. Something about this clamp, when I was like rolling this through my hair, I could hear it. Well, I'm getting an exfoliation service curling my hair today, so it's crap. It's complete trash. So 0 out of 10, do not recommend it. You know what, whatever. So anyway, just know that there is something to be said. Tools are not all the same. And now I can definitely say that I practiced what I preached, because I know from personal experience. All right, so really quickly, just to run down through the hair care that I took. I was pretty minimalist. In fact, I was like too minimalist. So I knew that, again, we were gonna be in the water at least 3 days and probably 4. So I was like, you're gonna be doing a lot of hair washing. That's not something that I usually do. I was like, if I do 4 hair washes on this trip, like that's gonna be my monthly quota of hair washing, and I'm not kidding. So I always like to bring the Tea Tree Lavender Mint Co-Wash. I shared with you guys last year that I picked up these travel tubes to try out, and I really do like this. So this is the same one that I used last year. The nice thing about these is it's great if you feel like you're gonna be like changing stuff out over time, because they are so easy to clean. So with this whole pouch kind of opens up, so you're able to like put things in. So if you have things that are really thick or they're hard to transfer into like a tiny hole, this works really nicely. I mean, you can use these for whatever. You could use them to take like ketchup and mayonnaise on a picnic, whatever. Like, so this has the co-wash in it, which is a cleansing conditioner. This is what I used when I was having to do like back-to-back-to-back washes, because it's a suds-free, sulfate-free way to, you know, really get some of that dirt, grime, salt water out of your hair, but not overly like over cleanse it. So it's not stripping. Used this quite a bit. Love it. Will always have this in my hair arsenal. The regular shampoo that I took, the packaging has now changed, but this is the KEEPBEAUTYREAL Ginger Nourishing Shampoo. We just changed the name of it as well. And when I say we, by the way, like I'm a national trainer for Paul Mitchell, so all the hair care that I use is pretty much Paul Mitchell. So I just always like to throw that out there. I'm biased, but not because they're paying me to talk to you about these things, just because I love the product. So I took this. This is a really nice combination of hydrating and strengthening ingredients, and I love the lather of this one. So this is the shampoo that I use when I really wanted like that extra clean. This is still sulfate free, so it's super gentle, but I just feel like that lather is great at like carrying away the extra dirt and grime. So for conditioner, this is what I use in the shower a lot. I have very dry hair. I have coarse, naturally curly, chemically lightened hair that maybe has a few grays in it. So all of those things mean that my hair is going to tend to get very dry. So I absolutely love Paul Mitchell's Clean Beauty Hydrate line. I use the shampoo as well, but I decided to just bring the conditioner because I knew I had that little travel size of the KEEPBEAUTYREAL Ginger. The only problem is I forget that this package feels pretty weighty, so it was deceiving how much conditioner I had in here. So I realized in Galveston I was going to have to ration my conditioner. Luckily, the co-wash is, you know, very hydrating, and so since I was primarily using that, I didn't need quite as much conditioner. But let me tell you, I got down to the very, very end of the bottle of this, so I'll be excited to put this one in the recycling. The other conditioner that I brought is a leave-in. My hair always needs a leave-in. I pretty much use one every single time I wash my hair. I took the anti-frizz from Clean Beauty as well. This one has almond oil, which really helps to like hydrate, nourish the hair, and it also has hyaluronic acid, which we all know is very moisturizing. So this is what I would put in before any styling products. Really like it. Styling products, it was very, very simple. Very simple. So sculpting foam, I've talked about this on my channel a lot because you've probably seen it in my empties. It's what I have in my hair right now. Last night I actually just went to bed with this and some hair oil in my hair. I actually kind of went to bed with my hair half wet. So this is what I use every time I want to leave my hair wavy. It also works really well if I'm going to dry it, curl it, smooth it, do whatever. Can't live without this. So this I used every single time I wash my hair. It's just beautiful. I love it. It smells like vacation. It's perfect. Was that pretty much it? Yeah, that was pretty much it. I did have a little sample size of Paul Mitchell's gloss drops. That's what I prefer to use for frizz protection on my hair when I feel like it might be extra humid. It's definitely better for medium to coarse hair. I just had like something that I dumped it into. So I think, I don't even know, I might have used it up. I don't know where it is, but I definitely took that as well. So I would pop in the sculpting foam and then layer that with gloss drops. So pretty simple for hair care. I feel like I'm missing something. No, I think that was it, y'all. I mean, really, again, I was pretty simple in the hair care. Almost too simple since I did not have, I had barely enough conditioner to make it through. All right, the moment you've been waiting for, the makeup, Kelly. So I, over the years, have really transitioned in what I like to do for vacation makeup. When I first started, especially with cruising, when I first started going, I would definitely like take time at night to get extra glammed up, get ready for dinner. And I just started finding that it's like, while I still like to do a little bit of that, there's just so much time that ends up on vacation just being the get ready. And it's like, well, isn't that part of vacation, is not having to have that? You know, so I definitely have simplified my routine for most of the time, and I feel like it's pretty evident in my makeup, other than my blush choices maybe. You know I love a good blush moment. So I still absolutely love my Laura Mercier little travel kit. I'm gonna tuck a couple things away here. You can't get this anymore, but I've talked about this before. It has these little magnetic pouches that pop in, which is really nice. I just love this. I will say it's starting to peel a little bit, the outside of the packaging. When I was in Chicago with Natalia, I was like, oh my gosh, both my brush roll and my makeup container are starting to peel a little. They're looking a little worse for wear. So at some point I will probably have to get a new one, but for now it's doing okay. So, all right, let's start out with Complexion. So a couple of these things were from my last trip, so I have to kind of divide this out. So on vacation, I tend to know that I am going to want mascara for sure, probably a little quick brow, and some blush to kind of give me that vacation glow, especially once I get more tan. I just love wearing the blush. And really simple skin, and now usually pretty simple eyes. So I was kind of going into this like, all right, I want simple skin, you know, other than the blush, simple. It was mostly about being pretty simple with a pop of color. So for my skin, I took a Ride and Dye that I know and love, the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue in Ginger. Now, a big part of why I took this is it's about half empty, and I was like, okay, great, we can like kind of get through some of this. Now, it's a little too dark for the way I started. It's probably perfect for me right now. And I'll be honest, by the end of the trip, this was too light. This was too light anyway. So I knew going into it that I would probably need a mixer. I did bring my MAC Face and Body Foundation. I know that this is like kind of a big guy, but I just didn't want to bother with like transferring it into something else. I bought this right after a vacation with a friend of mine when I was like at my most tan. So that's really the only time of year that I can use this. So I do use it to mix in to other foundations, to deepen it, to warm it up. So I have the shade N5. Why I thought I needed a lifetime supply of a very deep shade at that point in time, who knows? But I really do love that formula. It's also a very sheer, glowy, satiny feel. So I love that it just kind of gives that like easy breezy makeup. There were a lot of days that all I actually wore was what's in this little tub. I'm going to talk about this tub. It's a total fail, but what's inside this tub is the Auric Glow Lust in pyrite. Yeah, pyrite. So I just decanted some of it into this because I didn't want to take this big glass thing. This jar is a leaky fail, but because this shade is really, you know, I mean, maybe you can see it in the lid there. But because this shade is definitely, I'll just take some of what's on the lid. It's actually really kind of similar to that RMS SPF. So I've got a little bit of that there. It's over that Kopari Glow thing though. But this is honestly what I would wear some days all over just as my complexion. Or maybe I would do like 2/3 that with 1/3 of this, because at one point I was just so deep that nothing was matching. And so there were a lot of days that maybe I just didn't really use much of anything. So for concealer, I took one concealer, and that was my Oma Stay Woke. I probably could have taken 2 concealers, one with a lighter shade and one with a darker shade, but because I knew I just kind of wanted to be fuss free and I wasn't going to be wearing a lot of complexion makeup, I figured this could get me through. So this is the shade Fair Lady T3. I still love this formula. It's still one of my favorites. So those are really the products that I took for like the base of my skin. And a lot of times, like I said, there were days where I would just put on a glowy sunscreen and maybe like pop on a little concealer, and that was good for me. Okay, so let's get into, and I talked about, I'm so glad I remembered, I talked about taking this product on vacation because I thought that vacation would be the only time I'd use it. And honestly, I kind of think it is. The Glossier, what is this? The Solar Paint in Ray. This shade, it's just this like kind of toasted caramel. It does have a bit of like a sheen and a shimmer to it. It's okay. I will keep it through this summer, and then I'll probably get rid of it. Honestly, it'll probably end up being decluttered. It's just okay, you know, and it's like, I have a lot of cream bronzery products that I really love, and this one just, it could be the shade, but the formula I didn't find like as amazing either. So this was just a so-so. A not so-so for me is the contour wand, of course, from Charlotte Tilbury. Now this is the medium dark shade, and this I find is great for me once I get more tan, because it does have an undertone that for me just looks like a beautiful bronzer. It's not a contour for me, but it is more of like a beautiful bronzy glow. I use this quite a bit. I love the thin consistency of this. It's just so pretty. So I wore this quite a bit when I was ready to like do all the things. I did also take my Haus Labs bronzer in the shade medium 6. So this is the more golden toned one versus the pinky toned. I should have maybe taken the pinky toned one just, you know, to have, because this is like more golden. This one's definitely more golden. So I maybe should have had a little bit more variety, but this is just the one that I know works with everything. And this was just nice to dust on when I wanted that easy product. So there were a couple times that I was like, yeah, I totally want to look like super bronze goddessy, and I would do both. But a lot of times I was just doing one or the other. All right, blushes. Blush is where I did not limit myself. because I know that I'm always like, okay, I want options. I want all the options. I knew that I was probably going to be a cream girl on this trip, so most of what I took is creams. All right, so for more of the beginning of the trip, I wanted something that kind of had like a beautiful peachy glow, but that wasn't really dark. So I did decide to take Peace from Rare Beauty. This just has like a really nice kind of mid-tone peachy. You know, it's not overly pastel, you know, it's not like a super white based peach, but it's also not too toasty. So this worked for me at the beginning, and I really do love this formula. Now here's a product that I really didn't use a lot of. I took the Peachgasm wand from, of course, Charlotte Tilbury. Now this is considered a high blush. So I would say like a blush topper, a highlight, you know, somewhere in between. The only thing about this is I felt like it was, I don't know, like almost too sheeny. I mean, here it doesn't look like it, but maybe I used it when I just wasn't quite the right skin shade. I just felt like it was like almost a little too metallic-y. But maybe it's also just because I was going so simple with my makeup. I didn't want something that was quite so sheeny. I think now on my very glossy arm, it's not really showing, but I wore it twice and I was like, ooh, it's a little much. It's a little much. It could have just been the vibe. So I think, like I said, I used this twice and I was like, nah, I think I'm okay. So the other two blushes that I took, and I used these both quite a bit, are the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Flush Balms. I took two shades. I have Bellini and I have, what is this one? It Girl. How could I not? Y'all, how could I not? I mean, tan skin with this beautiful, like, bright pink shade. Yes, please. And then, of course, I had to have, like, a beautiful pop of, like, this is somewhere in that like bright coral with a little bit of orange. You know, it's not orange, but I love both of these. I cannot get enough. Even when I first came back and I was still really tan, these are the two that I was like, I know that I like them on vacation. I know that I'm just going to continue to like them. So I absolutely, I've put a good dent in those. I am not, by the way, going to share my brushes that I took, like makeup brushes. It would just be too long of a video, but there was one brush that I found that I was grabbing all the time for my cream products, so I will share that in my favorites for the month, which will probably be the video that's up after this because I'm about to film it. You had to know that I was going to take at least one RMS blush, right? The Redimension Hydra Blushes. Now, this is the kind of glow that I wanted, like soft, but still there. I wanted a shade that would be complementary maybe if I wanted to layer, but also different enough than the other shades that I took. So I actually picked out Pomegranate Fizz. So I don't really know what to call this. A warm raspberry. I don't really know. I do know that it is kind of a very pigmented shade. So a little goes a really long way with this one, but I could top it over the other shades to make a new shade, give it a little bit of glow. This was a nice one. And it's just one of those shades that it's like, okay, you deserve some attention. So I decided to pull that one out. While I'm here, this is a product that I took that I know that I love. I don't think I'll ever get another one of these again. This is the little mini of the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I took this because this guy is just so big and so clunky, but the packaging on this just sucks. Like, it does have a little sifter, but there is no stopper on it. So can you see how much has like gathered in the top? So now when I go to use it, it's like, one of the lovely things about this is the packaging on this. Like, the sifter top is so nice, like the little thing that you just like shake out into the cap and it disperses the smallest amount. There's no small amount here. There's no small amount. So I just would have to try to like tap my brush in and then like buff it into something else before I put it on, or else I felt like I was trying to like be a TikToker who bakes. Like, no. So, love this product. Don't think I'll get this packaging again, which is unfortunate. But I think I actually got that as like a freebie. So, you know, no skin off my back, no money out of my wallet. We are going to talk a little bit about eyes and brows. Again, very simple. I knew that I was not going to want to spend a lot of time on brows. Now, I always have a couple products in this little travel set all the time for brows because I've had times that I have forgotten to pack something for brows, and that is just horrible. One time I did it and I had nothing that I could fill in my brows with because everything I brought was like either a black shadow or pencil or like black cherry, you know, like something that was like really warm. It was ridiculous. So now I keep something in here at all times. I did pull this one out because I think this just needs to go to the makeup graveyard, partially because it's really old and partially because I just don't feel like it does much. The Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. This is what I just sort of had thrown in here. Honestly, I probably have another one unopened in my in my drawer that maybe I'll put in here as the like backup must, you know, if this is all I have in here, that's probably what I'll use. But I also had the 24-hour brow setter. This is one of my favorites from Benefit. It's just so nice and strong. So I had that in here. And then I brought Gimme Brow. This is what I used 99% of the time. Quick, easy. I love, this is shade 4. Whoop, it's rubbing off now. It's either 4.0 or 4.5. So this I find to be like a really nice shade for me. I do also always keep like a cheapy brow pencil in here just in case I need it. Again, like I said, just in case I forget. So right now I have the Wet n Wild in here. It's okay. It works to just kind of keep stashed in here. So I did decide to bring my Glossier Brow Flick pen. I did use this on a few nights where I just wanted like a little extra, just to kind of get those extra brow hairs. But honestly, most days it was Gimme Brow. It was Gimme Brow and that's it. Okay, so let's talk about eye makeup. Let's do it. Oh, before we get into that, I'm just going to share these two things that I always have in here. I have a little mini of the Fix Plus, of course, to be able to use to, you know, wet my eyeshadows. Not that I really did a lot of eyeshadow, but for when I did, this is great, obviously. This is also nice if I wanted like a refresher throughout the day. Like if I felt like my skin was getting a little dehydrated, I could always pull this out as well. I brought my really disgusting old Urban Decay all-nighter makeup setting spray. So they just sent me a beautiful PR package. If you saw, I tried out the Face Bond foundation and then they sent a full size. I would love to get a new mini because this guy is disgusting. I could probably just buy a little sprayer, but oh my God, this is getting bad. It's got that slightly rubberized packaging like the Nars stuff and it's starting to peel off. So I probably just need to find a new container for this, but I will never be without that in this little travel set. So gotta have that at all times. All right, let's talk about eye makeup. So before I get into the eyeshadows, I did decide to bring this pencil that is in my project use up for the year. So this is the Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil. I just thought maybe there would be a day or a night where I wanted a little bit more drama to my makeup and this would be a quick way to do it. I also thought that maybe I just wanted mascara and a waterline to like kind of just get, you know, a little bit more lash look. So this was nice to have. I think I only used it like twice though. So, you know, it didn't really take up a lot of space. So I was fine with that. So mascaras, I took two. One is the one that I'm wearing today. So this is the Hourglass Unlocked Extensions mascara. This is a tubing mascara. So I knew for days where I just wanted some length and definition, this is a nice one because it just comes off so easily. I did have my makeup cleansing balm, so I knew that I would be able to get off whatever I needed to get off, but sometimes it's nice to just have something fuss-free at night. So really like this one. Still my favorite tubing mascara. I just feel like it does such a nice job. I'm gonna just share this quickly. You really can't get this one anymore. I love it. I found it and became obsessed with it, and I was actually gonna talk about it in a favorites video, and then I realized, well, it's pretty much non-existent. You can find a couple tubes on Amazon here and there. I don't think I ended up sharing it in a favorites. Maybe I did. I don't know. But this is the MAC Extended Play Perm-Me-Up Mascara. Here we go. So this, I just find, is the most boosting curl holding mascara. It gives some nice length and definition, but for me, it's all about, it's like a push-up bra for my lashes and it keeps them where they need to stay, and it's also not ridiculously impossible to get off. It is a waterproof since it is the extended play, but it just works. It just works so well. I was so sad when I saw that they weren't making it anymore. If I can find any online, I'll link it down below for you. I did buy a backup too, but I really like this guy. I will also say though, I don't usually wear a lot of waterproof mascaras, so maybe it's just the fact that it is waterproof. But I talked about it in that makeup play date that I did, the mascara that I tried. This side, I always just get so droopy. Some of these lashes just don't like to stay up. So if it's a super wet mascara or if it's something that just doesn't have holding power, this side will just kind of like, what? But only in one spot. So then it almost looks like I've got like gap lashes. It's not cute. This one doesn't do that. I spent way too much time on something that you can't really get anymore. So let's talk eyeshadow palettes. I took 3 little minis because I thought that they could all kind of coordinate a little bit. They all had a little something special to them. This first one is one that I think I'm honestly going to get rid of. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Go Commando. I just remember this being better than it was. I mean, I like, especially for the price, but I think that the Wet n Wild eyeshadow quality is really nice. There's just something to this, you know, like I will say the Rusty Shadow is probably my favorite out of this bunch, but I have shades that are like this. I think we all do. The gold shade, it was a little too like textured on the lid. It just wasn't quite what I wanted. And the kind of like creamy shade, I don't have like a light nude shade in these other palettes. And I was like, oh, well, this will be really nice for an inner corner. That's really the only way that I end up using it, because I used it on the lid one day and I was like, meh. So I don't know. It isn't holding a place in my heart anymore. So I'm probably going to end up decluttering this one. The other two that I took, this one I absolutely love, the Sigma Corta Rosa mini palette. Now the brand did send this over to me and I wore this a lot. Honestly, usually I was just doing, again, very, very simple makeup. I would dust one of these two on the lid. Sometimes I use my Haus Labs bronzer as well. And then one of these two shades, you know, just something really light and simple. The one night I did deepen up with this brown that's in here, but it's just nice. If I wanted something a little rosy, I could do that. If I wanted something that's more nude or even just like warmer with this medallion shade, that was really nice. The last set that I paired it with, because I thought that this actually makes a really nice combo. Was this the combo that I did? I don't think so. Maybe this is going to have to be in another, what did I call it? Power Couples video. So this is the gold palette, the mini gold palette from Natasha Denona. I think this makes a nice little set here. So this I use quite a bit, mostly for the little like buff shade here, this sort of like khaki shade, and then this beautiful shade in the middle. I think this is what I wore when I had my cocktail dress on. So, I mean, it's Natasha Denona, it's green, it's cute. So that's really what I took. And honestly, like I said, simple eye makeup most of the time. So now we just have to get into lips, which means I probably need to run down and grab my purse because a lot of what I took is probably still in there. I'll be right back. All right, I'm trying not to panic. I'm trying not to panic. So one of the products that I took, I also took to Louisiana with me because it's what I wore to teach. And I can't find it. I'm really hoping it didn't like roll out onto the floor of the airplane or something. That's gonna be really sad. It's gonna be really sad. But let's move away from that and we'll talk about the happy things. So for lip care, I took my Hydra-Melt lip mask from Sigma, which, let me tell you, came in clutch because I needed a lot of hydration on this trip because my lips got very dry. The other thing that I just happened to have in my bag that Jeremy actually really enjoyed using was the Ilia lip wrap. So this is another mask. The reason he liked this one is it has more of a satin finish where the Sigma is very glossy. So he did use this a couple times when we were just like sitting in the room, but he didn't really want to be out and about with like ultra glossy lips. So he actually really liked the Ilia as well. It's a nice lip mask. They're both really great, but I don't mind a good glossy lip moment. So I use the Sigma a lot. For lip colors, now I only took what I would consider like 2 major lip colors. And that's because I knew I was just gonna wanna be easy and breezy. But for nighttime, if I wanted to like dress it up a little bit, I knew that I'd maybe want a little more pop. The product that I can't find right now is my Lisa Eldridge Insanely Saturated in Strawberry Shock. That is what I took on vacation last year. It's the one like color lipstick that I wore last year on the trip. I did wear it one night and I love that shade. I'm sorry I can't find it. I will make sure to put a picture up here. I love it. I really love it. I have a picture from, I'll put the picture up from vacation last year of me wearing it. Absolutely love it. The other one that I took is the Lisa Eldridge Velveteen Liquid Lip Color in Dragon. So this is this really nice, you know, kind of like toasted red, I guess I would say. Did I wear this? See, the problem is after the drama with the lips earlier in the trip that I mentioned earlier in this video, I felt like I just wanted things that were like glossy hydrating. And so I think I wore this one night. I think I wore this one night. So, you know, she didn't get a lot of use. The products that did get a ton of use were my lip glosses. So I did take 2 of my City Lips. Y'all check this out. My clear is almost gone. I took the clear and I took Nude York. So I thought that this pretty kind of like glowy, sheeny sun goddess moment would be great. And it was really beautiful. You know, like bronze skin, goldeny lips. I mean, not like gold lame lips, but you know, they got that little bronze shimmer. Those were both really beautiful. I mean, I wore this. By the way, this is what I had in my bag when we were in Aruba. And that's why I was like, cause this does have a bit of like viscosity to it. And I knew there was going to be dirt all over my lips if I had this one on. So that was kind of a miss. Should have had a little bit of like a balm, like a satin balm with me, but I didn't. The other 3 products that I had, and yes, I had 3 others. This Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm in Spiced Cider. So this is, you'd think that it's kind of close, right? They're kind of close here. The only thing is like this is much more glossy and definitely makes my lips look more plump, whereas this is just like a nice basic balm with a little bit of shimmer to it. So the textures are so different. You know that I love both of those products. Another one that I absolutely love, actually all of these are loves. Why would I take something that I didn't love on vacation? But this guy, also in my project use up, this of course is the Fenty Gloss Balm in Fussy. My absolute favorite, just easy reach shade. Like if I was like, I don't know what to put on, I would just whack a little bit of this on. Along those lines, and I found it, I thought I lost it, but I found it. This is the Renew Lip Oil from Sigma in the shade Tranquil. This is my will be in my purse, will have one on me at all times shade. It's just beautiful. It's like my lips, but a little bit more rosy without being overly pink. It goes with everything. You know, it's not so cool toned that you can't wear it when you're wearing something more copper toned or anything like that. It just gives you healthy lips. I absolutely love it. So is that it? Did we do it? Whew. I think we did it. Okay, so now I'm gonna share the fragrances that I took with me for those of you that love a good fragrance moment. So what I decided to do was mostly take scent samples that I was wanting to try or ones that I know that I really like. And then I did take one travel size that was like my go-to every night, wanna smell sexy scent. So I'll talk about the ones that I ended up using the most. One that I used a lot, and I actually just bought another sample size of, is the scent from Beach Giza, which is Cocoa Moon. This is just an elevated beachy scent. You know, when you think of beachy, you think of that like uber sunscreeny scent. You get a little bit of that in the background of this, but it just is more refined, sophisticated. It's a little bit creamier. I don't know, a little bit more breezy. I really love this scent. It's kind of expensive. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for like a full bottle of it yet, but I did decide to just get another little travel size because for me, it's definitely like vacation scent. So these actually last a really long time for me. So it was worth, when Olfactive was doing their 40% off samples, I was like, yeah, that's totally worth it for me. So I picked up another one of these. The other scent that I enjoyed wearing was She Was an Anomaly. And this is from Etat Libre d'Orange. This is just such a nice, soft skin scent. So on days that were really warm and I just wanted a little something, this is nice because it isn't overly cloying. So yeah, I just love this. It's like a creamy skin scent, but fresh still. I really like this one. I took 2 of my little Riddle oil samples. I have Sphinx and Nude Beach. So Sphinx is like Egyptian musk. Maybe there's some amber in here. It's just like, again, a sexy skin scent. So this also I found was great to put down before other scents to give it a little bit more longevity because it is a fragrance oil. So this goes really well with She Was an Anomaly. It goes really well with the Cocoa Moon. The other one that I took, which actually would go really well with Cocoa Moon, but this is Nude Beach. So this is definitely, I think that this is probably their most fragrant fragrance oil that I enjoyed. I mean, they had some others that were like a little bit more poppy, but they were like more floral, and that's not usually my jam, but this is, it's nice. It's more of that. I think I've said that, is it At the Beach from Bath and Body Works? It's very much along those lines, but less artificial smelling. So I really enjoy this. Again, on days that I just wanted to smell like vacation. So the other scent that I tried for the first time, and I absolutely love it. I got this when I got that sun care sampler from Sephora, and I saw Chris Collins and I was like, oh, maybe this is like a cologne. Maybe Jeremy would really like it. It's not a cologne. I don't think that he would wear this. It could be unisex. So this is Lost in Paradise from Chris Collins. And this, again, I keep talking about these like beachy scents, right? It kind of reminds me of Nude Beach, but there's something maybe slightly more floral and maybe even like a little bit more citrusy in this one. It was nice. It's very nice. It was unexpected, you know. I sprayed it and I was like, oh, Jeremy's not going to want this, but I will. So really like this one. The one that I took for date night is one of the ones that I got from Scentbird. And I don't even know why I'm trying to open this up because I already know what's in here. This is Initio's Side Effect. And this is, I think I said it in my like rankings video of the fragrances that I got last year. This is just the most sexy scent that I have. It's spicy. It's a little bit boozy. It's like cinnamon. I feel like there's rum. It's just so good. Every time I would put this on, Jeremy would be like, oh, that smells good. And then I'd be like, yeah, it's Side Effect. And then like the next night I'd spray it on before dinner. Ooh, that smells good. I'm like, yep, also Side Effect. So like this was just great, but it is a little bit, it's more of something that I wanted to put on when we were maybe going to go to dinner, like just kind of be hanging out, the two of us. I wouldn't want to wear this like to go dancing or like to, you know, roam about the city where I'm going to be close to a bunch of people and it's going to be hot, because I don't want to be that girl who like, you know, I want to be in the room before people can smell me. And I feel like this would be one that would be more if it's like really warm out. So this was a nighttime fragrance for me. So I think that that's it as far as the, you know, beauty items that I packed. I do want to mention just a couple quick things as far as like travel items that I found really helpful. So I am going to round those up really quick, as there's a really squeaky truck outside. And so stick around for those if you're interested, but if you were just here to see what was in my bag, thanks for stopping by. All right, I'm gonna go grab those things. All right, so I think I gathered most of the things. There might be a couple things that I just have to put up in pictures because I think they got packed away, but I do want to mention again, this Bag Smart bag. I will try to have these things linked down below in case you are planning on taking some summer travels or you travel for work like I do and you're looking for some good things to have. This is one that I absolutely love. I think that I can just fit so much in here. It stays organized. And again, I've used this a lot and it still is, you know, all the zippers are working, all the pouches are working. And I think that sometimes, you know, it's sort of like a risky buy when you get some things. Sometimes you're like, is this gonna hold up to all the beatings that I'm putting it through? And this one does. So other than that, I did want to talk about the little travel set that I got. I know that I said that these jars were like absolutely ridiculous, but I mostly got this set for these. So this set came with 2 jars and then let's see, how many of the smaller ones? So we have, I think it was 2 2-ounce sizes, 2 3-ounce sizes, and then this one, oh no, this is a 3-ounce. So it's 2 2 ounces and then 3 3-ounce sizes. Now the nice thing about these is they're gonna be super easy to clean up. So I'm able to, you know, it had like a nice wide big mouth, but then you have these flip tops that go on. They did not leak at all on the trip. Like for instance, one of them we put some dish soap in to be able to put into our snorkel masks so they didn't fog up as much. So, you know, things like that, right? You can also put your shampoo and conditioner in these, you know, anything that you're wanting to travel with in a smaller size. I always tell my clients, like, honestly, take your bigger shampoo and conditioners and transfer it into a smaller size. Small size, like travel size beauty products, dollar for dollar, just aren't worth it unless it's something you have to do, because the component just costs so much that it's really not that much less expensive than what you pay for your full size. So I definitely enjoy having these. And the other thing that I enjoy having are these little like product skins. I don't need these travel skins. So they come, let me, you know, you'd think I would have like put these up on the table, but they come in a pack like this. So you get quite a few of these. The nice thing about these is they're great for anything that you are worried is going to leak. I'm trying to find something here. Okay, so flip tops, right? They are notoriously known for popping open in a bag. So even if you have them in like an extra bag, why would you want the spillage? So these really stretch onto just about everything. I don't know that I'm gonna be able, because I gotta have two hands here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold it up high enough to be able to show you, but they really just stretch right onto the item. They're silicone, so they'd be really easy to wash up if something does leak, but they keep everything so nice and tight that we had no problems with anything. So I put these on quite a few products with flip tops. A couple other products that have like sort of sus screw-on tops that, you know, sometimes even just with like the pressure of the airplane, sometimes you can get a little seepage. These are really nice. They freak Jeremy out a little bit, but they're really nice. I will definitely have these linked down below because I think they're totally worth it. All right, a random clothing item that I think is important, especially if you're doing cruising. If you're a cruiser like me, it is important to have layers, like, because you might think, oh my gosh, I'm on this tropical beach vacation. I need like tank tops, short sleeves, little sundresses all the time. But at night on the water, it gets very breezy, and a lot of times on the ship inside, if you're going to dinner or whatever, it gets very chilly. So I bought a couple of these little bolero sweaters to wear. Now, the only thing about this though is this brand that I got, I really like them. They're very soft, very cozy. I got two of them, and they're like a, you know, a little bit more casual. I probably could have even sized down one more if you want something that's more of like a tighter fitting bolero. I got the two, and the cream color was much larger than the dark color. So I'm glad that I ordered them in time to be able to return it and get one sent back to me. Again, these were an Amazon purchase. As a train is going by, we're just gonna keep going, whatever. These are so nice. They're so soft. They just feel like really good quality, and I wore these quite a bit. So I thought, well, if I have a cream or like an oatmeal type color and a black, that's gonna get me through. I also took my little denim jacket, but there were times where it's like, I don't want a denim jacket. I want something a little different. So I really liked having this, but it's definitely important to have like a little layer that you can wear that's actually gonna like keep you a little bit more warm if you are wearing something that's short sleeved. So that I definitely love. The other thing that I wanted to share with you are the towels that we take. So on the cruise ship, you are welcome to take the like beach towels that they give you onto the island, as long as you bring them back, obviously. But here's what I find. Those, when you roll them up, they're just like huge. So we did get some of those. I think they call them like Turkish towels. Those are really nice because they dry so quickly and they roll up much smaller. So, I mean, by the time I get the two towels rolled up, it's like the size of one regular beach towel, and they dry super quickly. I found a lot of times, you know, we're using them to dry off. We can like set them out, and in the sun, they're dry in no time. So we didn't have like stinky, musty towels, but we also didn't have to take up our whole backpack with towels. So that was great. The other item that I love, so if you are a beach goer, definitely look into these like sand-proof blankets. We took it on our trip last year, and we used it on one of the days that we ended up at a beach that we just wanted to like sit out, hang out. It is almost like that windbreaker material. So you're able to like use the post to like, you know, peg it down. But the nice thing is, because of the material that it is, it dries incredibly fast. And also you just shake the sand off and it's done. Like no sand sticks to it. Wet sand, dry sand, none of it. I decided to get one because I was like, I don't know, will we use this? But we have really enjoyed it. So if you are like a beach goer and you want a really nice platform to like lay out on, it works absolutely beautifully. So I will make sure to have that link down below as well. So those are just a few of the things that I was like, yeah, when I'm traveling, I'm finding that those are really absolutely worth it. And you know, some of the things, it's like these and the towels even. Jeremy's like, do we really need those? Like, they give you towels on the ship. I'm like, I know, but do you really want to take one whole backpack that just is holding two towels? Like, that's kind of ridiculous. And so we have really been enjoying those, and it's actually what we take when we go kayaking as well. So I think, like I said, it's in our little like adventure bucket where we have like all the things for like the outdoorsy stuff. All right, lovelies, I know that this has been a long one, so if you are a real one and you stuck all the way through, give me a palm tree emoji down below so that I know that you stayed through, and I appreciate you. Now, I know that I keep saying that the vacation vlog is coming soon. I am so sorry. I just hit the ground running when we came back from our trip, which is why I haven't really had that much content up, and I also haven't gotten the vacation vlog done because it's going to take a little while to do. But that one's coming soon. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see what we did on our trip this year, and I will see you really soon.